And basically that's what externals, that's what stakeholders, that's what everyone else wants from your team, to be able to safely predict how fast they can deliver value.
Did you hear about the Agile coach who got an AI assistant? Now he only works half a day. He just hasn't decided which 12 hours yet. Welcome to the Ways of Agile podcast with your less artificial, less intelligent hosts, Andrei Gliga and Vlad Skrypnyk, where we decode agile methodologies in the age of AI.
Right. Thanks for that subtle backhanded compliment, Adam, and welcome back to the Ways of Agile podcast. Hi, Andrei.
Hey.
Hi. All right, so we're gonna pick up where we left off last time with having Adam help us with the interview process. Now, last time we gave Adam a scenario in which we asked him how to navigate that scenario, and that was give him a few kind of trick situations, or almost like introduce a few red herrings into the question, and he navigated quite well. He identified what was important, what wasn't. So that basically, if you want to watch that episode, I will link it somewhere here, most likely. So you can click on that. Now, what we're going to do is continue in the same style. And the next question is, how do you know as a Scrum Master that you are improving your team? How do you measure your effect on a team? And well, let's see what Adam has to say.
Excellent question, and quite an important one at that. Remember, being a Scrum Master is not just about facilitating meetings and removing obstacles. It's about fostering an environment for high-performing teams, encouraging self-organization, and promoting agile values and principles. So, how do we measure these abstract concepts? Allow me to don my lab coat and monocle and break it down for you. 1. Velocity. Stability. If your team's velocity, a measure of the amount of work a team can tackle during a single sprint, starts to stabilize, it's a good sign that they're becoming more predictable, an indicator of improved estimating and planning. 2. Quality metrics. Are you noticing a decline in the number of defects or bugs reported? Are the customers happier with the product? These could be tangible measures of team improvement. 3. Time to market. Track how long it takes for an idea to go from inception to delivery. An improvement in this metric indicates your team is becoming more efficient. 4. Team morale. Regularly measure the team's happiness. Simple surveys or an old-fashioned "how's it going" can work wonders. If the team morale is high and improving, it means you're doing something right. 5. Self-organization. A key goal for any Scrum Master is to develop a self-organizing team. Observe whether your team is becoming more self-organized over time. Are they making decisions independently? Are they actively managing their own work and impediments? 6. Retrospective changes. Another indication of your impact is the changes that are implemented as a result of retrospectives. If the team is consistently improving its practices based on these retrospectives, it's a sign they trust and value the process and your role in it. 7. Organizational impact. Are other teams or departments within your organization starting to adopt Scrum or Agile methodologies? Your work is making an impact beyond your team if others start to follow suit. Now, as I remove my monocle and shake out my lab coat, let me remind you that no single metric can fully capture your impact as a Scrum Master. It's the combination of these indicators, viewed holistically, that can provide a comprehensive picture of the value you're adding. Do keep in mind that metrics are merely indicators, not the goal itself. The real goal is to improve the team and the value they deliver. So keep that front and center. Happy measuring.
He almost had me to begin with when he said velocity, and then he said stability. I think that's I'm not sure why the pause in between.
Yeah.
Velocity, stability. But that's a weird one. I think that's a good one, is velocity, stability. So you're not really looking to increase velocity, you're looking to stabilize it. And why that's important is because that brings a much easier chance of the team predicting the upcoming work. And basically that's what externals, that's what stakeholders, that's what everyone else wants from your team, to be able to safely predict how fast they can deliver value. So I'm happy with the answers.
Yeah.
What do you think, Vlad?
Pushing for high velocity, basically improving velocity, can improve it in the short term and then burn out in the long term. So having it stable is a clear indication that you're consistent, that you are basically working in a sustainable way. And that is, I kind of like the overall answers. It's basically everything that he went through. Talks about if the team and the organization is basically working, is going well, you're doing a good job, which is to some extent, and I think I've read this in a few other places, and it's almost like a debate that I know. It's kind of like what my own target is, but that's also, I know that not a lot of, or not every Scrum Master thinks this way, but effectively making yourself obsolete. If you can get yourself to a point where the team and the organization can implement Scrum or Agile methodologies and work with a high morale, in a consistent velocity, in a very kind of efficient time to market environment, and they do this consistently, you can remove yourself from the equation and they still wouldn't miss a beat. You've done basically your job to a T.
I mean, that's a utopic view.
Yeah, yeah, of course. That's
because you're never going to be removed, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. It's your
But
guiding star that you'll never reach, but you can always get closer.
yeah, it's a good viewpoint. I'm looking at, like, when listening to the answers, I obviously had a few more ideas, or a few different ideas, but to be fair, I mean, you can ask Adam to give you 5 more examples, and he'll provide those examples. It's the thought patterns that count here.
Yeah.
And I don't see a thing that I disagree with. So that's really one thing that I appreciate about this answer, is that overall you can say yes to everything. And if you were in an interview and you would get maybe similar questions to this one, like, how do you know you're doing a good job, or how do you measure success, or how have you contributed to a company's success in the past? So there's all sorts of variations to this question, and just having these metrics, maybe it helps you shed some light into your past, or what you've done, or just revisit how you were actually able to make an impact. So
Yeah.
overall, I'm super pleased with the answer that Adam gave us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And also, this is something that I think I've met a few people that when I've presented Adam, they were a bit confused of what exactly it can and cannot do. So Adam basically focuses the answers more based on the personality that we gave him, but more importantly than that, it customizes the answer in the way that you want to, basically, or the best way for you to learn. Now, in this case, we created kind of a butler, kind of Alfred from Batman inspired / Jarvis type of old, more British accent, quirky type of delivery. I enjoy kind of that type of voice. It just makes it easier for me to have that information sink in. The point is that it makes it easier for you to process the information by customizing it with the exact voice, the exact sense of humor, or the exact approach that the answer is delivered with. So learning how to customize it is the point. Learning how to kind of customize GPT-4, you can probably get very, very similar answers in terms of the actual technical side of it, just by prompting GPT-4 directly, but they would be almost dry. They just be generic answers. They wouldn't have any type of personality behind it because you didn't give it any personality to kind of feed back to you.
Yeah, and we actually have an episode on this, and
Exactly.
we'll provide the link as well to that episode. But you can get different answers based on like how default or how general the chat that uh, you're using is. So you can ask your model to be trained in a specific way. So read this, make sure you know this, add some humor to it. We tried playing with humor. I tried playing with humor as well. Some of the jokes are cringy. We still play with humor in the intros, so hopefully you enjoy our our jokes. But yeah, I mean, it also depends on you and how you wanna shape your version of GPT,
Exactly.
or just look out like for different prompts. I mean, me and Vlad, we actually want to release some prompts, how we're doing this, what prompts we've actually given Adam, and how we played around so that Adam is more to our liking or more to our style of learning, because everyone has a different style of learning. Some people may not understand this type of humor, so that may just be distracting. So I mean, yeah, it's up to you. And I think overall, main point that we care about for now is the accuracy of the answers, which is on point.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right.
That's it. All right. Thanks, everyone. Though,
That's it.
thanks both Andrei and follower and Adam.
Everyone.
Yeah, I feel like we're a team. The
We're a
four
team.
of us.